Well, hello, folks. Pastor Rocky Branch, Spruce Pine First Baptist Church. Finally, the Rock has come back to the house. We've been gone a few days. Went down to South Carolina and spent a few days from a blessed place that one of our members had. It's a fantastic time to get away. We had the Baptist on Mission shut down, as I told you many times was going to happen. And, of course, it's going to crank back up on Sunday, Easter Sunday, and Monday for sure. But anyway, we were gone. And, of course, we had the little upset at the church that the police got down there. The police are going to charge these folks with misdemeanor larceny by what they did at the church. Now, the courts will throw it out most likely and all that sort of stuff because that's the way it works. But the other times that we've had, the other 4 violations that we had, the police said there's not enough to charge, so it won't help us to do anything. It won't amount to anything if it goes any further, because it won't go any further. So it's just one of those things that you deal with. You just hate to see it. I had a lot of comments about that. A lot of people saying some stuff, good stuff, bad stuff, whatever the case may be. But people don't understand. Our church is a giving church. Our church is a forgiving church. Our church will help. I have been a long proponent of helping people in downward spirals. I've been there myself. I know what it's like. Every time we help thousands and thousands of dollars every year on benevolence. Has nothing to do with the storm. Well, before the storm ever got here, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. We do it all the time. We're on speed dial, actually, with the first people to call for help in these county offices, which is fine. And we talk to every person. Somebody comes to us for help, we talk to every single person. That's one of my rules. Every single person we talk to, trying to make them better. Trying to make them better. Very important. So when we see things like this, and by the way, the people that came, the boy and the girl, the man and the woman, however you want to look at it, had a very nice car. It was a silver car. It wasn't a beat up car. It was a nice car. They were clothed. They had backpacks. They got out of the car. They made their rounds. And so it wasn't a bunch of scrubs just trying to walk the streets, trying to steal what they could get. We've had that too. We've had that. But this wasn't the case with the damage on the showers for the Baptist on Mission. It's just one of those things that you deal with, but it's important to understand that you have to deal with it. I mean, it's great to sit back up on a tree somewhere and talk about how great things are, how you ought to do all this sort of stuff without being in the game. So we ought to get in the game before we sort of have that idea of everything's rosy, because it's not always rosy. You got to deal with it. We deal with it with an open heart and an open hand and trying to help people. But, you still got to do what you got to do. As we're here now on Friday, we just got back. We just got back in the house. It's 1:30 right now. And I'm going to post this right after I get through with it so I can go to bed. But it's 1:30, and we just got back driving a bunch of hours. I wanted to drive at night because the traffic was less, and it certainly was. So anyway, as we think about this night, traditionally, let me just say that traditionally on this night, long time ago, traditionally speaking, Jesus is in jail. He's locked up. And I go to the prisons several times a month, every week, and several times throughout the month. I'm at the prison. I'm well familiar with people being locked up. And Jesus was locked up, and he was mistreated, and he suffered that we might be saved. And that's very important that we understand at this time, at this moment, right now. Well, it's going to be Friday morning when this comes to you in most cases. And Friday is traditionally the day that he was crucified, although that's not accurate. But that's tradition, so we're going to stick with that right now, and we'll deal with the theological part of it later. But right now, Good Friday, everybody talks about that. It's when Jesus supposedly was crucified, although he wasn't, but we're going to look at it as if he was. So today will be that day later on today when they get ready to take him through the process of all that he had to go through. Now, I need you to put this in your pipe and smoke it. This is the thing. Jesus Christ did what he did to please the Father. The Father's will was to bring us back to himself, that Adam sold us into bondage in the garden when he allowed himself to fall by the temptation of the enemy. So Jesus had to, and it says it very clearly in 1 Corinthians 15, what the first Adam could not do, the last Adam did do, which was Jesus. Not the second Adam, because that would imply there was a third or fourth, but the last Adam, the last man, that's Jesus. He paid the price. Now, he did that to please the Father, but the Father needed that to happen to bring you and me back to him. And that really needs to be swallowed with a real large dose of conviction that your life today cost something. Now, the Bible's very clear in Matthew 16:24. If you're going to serve the Lord, he didn't say you had to, but he said, if you do, if you come after me, you must deny yourself. It's imperative, which means in the Greek New Testament language, you can't, that can't be altered or changed. It's imperative. It can't be changed. You must deny yourself. You must pick up your cross and follow Jesus. Now, Jesus' cross was quite different than our cross. Jesus had his cross of being on the cross publicly, as we've understood. But we carry our cross publicly as well. Unlike Jesus being humiliated with nudity and beaten and savagely treated, that's not the case for us, but ours is humility. So if we're going to follow him, it's important to understand that we, you and me, us, it cost a man's life for you to be saved. That needs to be understood. It cost a man's life. So when you think about salvation, you think about church, you think about dilly-dallying, you think about fooling around, you think about playing some sort of, helter-skelter Christianity, some sort of plastic Jesus sort of stuff. You need to stop and understand, realize, and accept the fact that it cost a man's life for you to be saved. And if you're going to lead others to Christ, you must deny your life and follow Christ. And whatever that denial is, I don't know. Paul said he died daily. I'm not sure what yours is, or I know what mine is. I'm not sure what yours is. But the point is that it cost a life for you to be saved. Don't take that lightly. Don't push that off with Easter eggs and rabbits. Don't push that off with a new outfit. Although that's all well and great. But don't take the crucifixion and the resurrection of Jesus Christ as something that we celebrate once a year and forget it. That's a daily commitment. Holy Week is every week. I understand that we recognize this because it's like Christmas and all that sort of stuff, but Christmas and giving should be every day. Holy Week, Jesus resurrecting should be every day. Jesus sacrificing should be every day. I mean, that's the way I operate. A lot of people don't operate that way, but that's the way I do it. My point is this. It cost something great for you to be saved. In order to lead Christ to others to Christ, you have to be willing to submit to what Jesus submitted, and that was his cross, and whatever your cross is or my cross is, we have to submit to that. And if we do that, God will bless us for us. God will bless us for it. So I'm going to bed. So God bless you. I'll talk to you sometime tomorrow maybe. God bless.